friends. I got hit by the flu last week, so I've been under the weather. As we all know, flu is terrible for everyone, but for those of us with chronic illnesses, it can wipe us out a bit harder. So I'm getting back from that. Recently, someone asked me about how I was so touched because they were a boyfriend of somebody who come here, Papa, who has somebody with a partner with a chronic illness, and they were asking how they could best support their partner now that they have this condition. And I really just want to honor that individual, first of all, for being someone who's standing by their partner when they're going through something, which everyone should do, but that's still really cool that they're doing that, and that they're wanting to help and know more about how to best support them. So I've made a video in the past about support with a chronic illness, and that's really more touching about the importance of support, but not necessarily the tools. So today I'm just going to share some things that I think are helpful to have support or ways to give support. And then I also want you all to comment below and share ways that support you or ideas that you have. So that way we can kind of compile this massive list of Spoonie Support tools for caregivers or partners or family members or whatever. That's what this is all about. So first and foremost, and I've shared this in the other video as well, the very first thing you can do as a friend, partner, or whomever, someone around someone else with a chronic illness, is listen to them. Listen to them, listen to them, hear them, hold space for them. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have an answer or a solution. Sometimes it's really nice for somebody to just sit there with you, hold your hand, physically hold you, and say, I'm sorry, or that sounds really frustrating, or how can I help, or I'm here for you. Just having somebody really listen to you is very, very validating in any scenario, but especially when you're going through something. It's really nice to have somebody there who is willing to take the time to hear you and be with you. And sometimes you don't always have to say something. Sometimes just being there, being a body, holding them is really, really healing. That's the first thing I would offer. The second thing, it might be a collaborative thing that you can do with your friend or partner, whomever, of making a list of supportive tools that help that individual. So there are some things for me that are really, really helpful. I have soundproof headphones that I utilize if I'm in quite a bit of pain, because sometimes sound can bother me. So I have these soundproof headphones. I use essential oils. Particular smells really soothe my body. Ice packs, heating packs, different colored lenses support my personal body. These are tools that I have discovered that help me, and I kind of have like a little Spoonie toolkit in my home. And if I need any of those things, I can ask for them. Pre-making something like that, it allows you to know what the options are, because when you aren't feeling good and somebody, just think about it. Anytime you're not feeling good and someone asks you a question, it's very hard to make a decision. It's very hard to think of something. It's very hard to do something. So predetermining a list of things narrows your choices down. So that way, when you're in need, you can say, do I want A, B, C, or D? And as the supporter, if your person is going through something, you can say, hey, would you like A, B, C, or D? And they may say no, or they may say, get the hell away from me. But sometimes offering that is really, really helpful. So physical tools, and play with senses, because as chronic individuals, we are way more sensitive in our senses. So taste, touch, smell, feel, hear, all of those things really affect our bodies. So find different sensory explorations that support the individual in your life. The next thing is food and beverages that really support the individual. I need a lot of water with with salt. So when I'm really depleted, that really, really supports me. So I can ask for that. That supports me if I don't always know to ask for it. Sometimes my partner or friends around me will be like, have you had salt today? And that's really helpful for me. But also like the little treats that make you feel good. And sometimes you need something like that. Like have recently become a very big fan of coffee at any time of day. Love it, need it, want it. That makes me feel better sometimes, mentally or physically. As well as kombucha is a big treat for me, or these honey mamas, these organic raw chocolate honey magics. Finding little treats is really great because sometimes you do want to eat your feelings, and having something to support that is really wonderful. Finding that individual's happy things, that's shifted for me. So in the past, there's a lot of things that make me happy, but now the things that make me happy when I'm unwell really are the bare necessities to distract me from boredom as well as soothe me. And so for me personally, that's being outside, laying in the grass, grounding, having the earth energetically transfer energy into my body while I'm touching the earth is so, so healing and therapeutic and easy for me to do. That's one. Or the other for me is knitting or crocheting. If I am not feeling well, sometimes I don't want anyone around me other than a spool of yarn and a crochet needle or knitting needles. Those are things that pacify my mind, my heart, and my body, and sometimes get me through really, really rough times. So finding activities, coloring, painting, musical instrument, writing, reading, finding activities that make your person's heart happy and occupy their time that don't expel a lot of spoons can be really supportive. Movies, music, podcasts, finding things that are something that they can do in bed is really, really key. Touch is so nice. Sometimes, unless your body hurts and you don't want anyone to touch you. But if you do want touch, offering massage to your person is really, really lovely, even if it's just foot or hand massage. Playing with their hair, if that feels nice for them. It really depends on the individual because touch can be a very intimate or invasive thing depending on the person, but it really depends on your relationship. But sometimes having that physical contact or ritual, painting their nails, male or female, it doesn't matter. Some people just like the pampering ritual of having something beautiful done to them. Yeah, that sounds really nice. I would like that. That's a thought. I would like someone to paint my nails. These are all very individualized and personalized, so they're not very specific, but I think what I'm trying to share is that creating a resource for yourself with that individual that would best support them in their time of need is wonderful. Also, communication is just so essential. Find vocabulary that works for you guys. When I was first diagnosed and we learned about the spoon theory, I really honestly hated the spoon analogy. I didn't like that it was a spoon. For some reason in the beginning that really, really bothered me. And I think it's because I didn't understand the origin story of the spoon theory, which there's another video on that if you are unfamiliar. Or you can look it up. So what resonated more for us as like a witchy lady that I am was using the moon as an analogy. And that was actually the inspiration for this particular tattoo that I got, which was the moon phases, was a way for us to communicate in public and for myself. I mean, this tattoo was really a reminder for myself that my body is in constant change and is in constant evolution. And even in one moment, if I'm feeling a particular way, that's not going to last. It will transition and it will change. It may not feel good, but it's not forever. And I can remind myself that it is a cycle. But the moon was something that we utilized as a form of communication. It was a vocabulary term for us. So a full moon was that, you know, I had so much energy and I was ready to go. Was I waxing or was I waning? Was I coming down? Was I coming up with energy? Was I losing energy? And then if I was at a new moon, like I was done, I was depleted, I had no more light to give. That was vocabulary that worked for us in the beginning stages. And just to clarify, I love the spoon theory now. I love the spoons now. My spoon as well. But finding words that resonate for you and a way to communicate with your partner and or person, doesn't have to be your partner. Find ways to work with them and really just listen to them. If they say something, hear it. You know, get into a place where you and your person can communicate and they can say, I need space, and you give that to them. Or if they say, I need you here, I need you supporting me physically, mentally, or emotionally, you are there for them. That really goes for any relationship. This is friend, parent, child, partner. This is how all relationships should be. We should listen and hear each other and support each other. But it's extra healing and supportive for a chronic relationship. I think that's what I have to share. I'm sure there's more. There is more. What supports you in your relationship? What ideas do you have? How can we help each other cultivate a stronger supportive system in the chronic relationship world? Yeah. As always, thanks for being here. Light and love, all the spoons, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.